With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. This game in Milwaukee marks the start of a homestand for the Bucks. 16 games off. Here's Carter Williams. 17 points for him last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
Here's Middleton. And that misses. That would have put him up. Wallace is checked in for Sessions.
The past few weeks, let's see how Washington stacks up. First in fewest turnovers per game. Second in opponent per game. And they're a top 10 team in three-point shooting.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo. Hansen sets a screen for Carter Williams. Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. Clock is at 3. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Jabari Parker, a self-described obedient kid growing up in Chicago, maintained a 3.7 GPA through high school. He went so far as to say he had lower self-esteem in his younger days. You don't often hear about that from NBA athletes, but it's a reality. Believe me, I see these guys. They often aren't as confident as you might think. But there's no reason for this guy to doubt his worth now, especially on a basketball court.
Here's Wallace. On target from 13 feet. Wallace has got his first basket of the night.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
And as humble as Jabari Parker seems off the court, Clark, he seems like one of those guys who flips a switch when he steps on the floor. Great motor, terrific hunger, real competitive.
Yeah, extremely competitive and competent and assertive. And with his talent, when you add those attributes, you've got a guy that looks like he could be a potential all-star somewhere.
And the technical free throw is good. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Parker. Porter's checked in for the Wizards. Here's Wallace from beyond the arc and then some. Wallace has got 5 points so far.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
1:07 left to play in the first quarter. Ilyasova sets a screen for Mayo. Shot off the pick. And he hits the jump shot. Ilyasova's got his first 2 points.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Wallace. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they come in off the loss to Golden State.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, you know, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really looked tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Wallace right side. The three-pointer is right on target. Wallace has got 8 points.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Now here's Carter Williams. He has 6. Ilyasova, a screen on Wallace. Here's Carter Williams. Here's Henson. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Can't get it to go. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Wizards lead by 1. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center.
Coming up Monday.
to this point, as we start the second quarter. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
And you get a chance early on to see their depth. They got a nice effort from their bench players early in this game.
Yes, Steve, I tell you what, their subs have really packed the punch for them so far.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Wallace, he's in at point guard. Nene down low with Gortat. Otto Porter Jr. out there with Pierce. Picked his pocket. Here we go, all alone. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Britt. Doris, over to you.
Well, for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, basketball enabled him to lift his family from poverty in Greece, but his motivation goes beyond the financial. He said, "I'm addicted to this game. It's my life." And then added, "I don't want to be a good player. I want to be a great one." Kevin, he's on his way.
Tremendous potential, Doris. Thank you.
Introduced last season here at the Bradley Center, the new playing court with the giant M's on each half of the court. It mimics details of the old pop art court they played on back in the 70s and 80s.
Just 5 on the clock. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
The Wizards working the ball around now. Pierce kicks to Porter. Back to Pierce from the arc. They get it back. Wallace outside from downtown, and the shot is good. Wallace has got 11.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come. But
Milwaukee making a switch. Parker's checked in, and then for Washington, Rasul Butler's checked in for Porter, and Sessions subbed in for Wallace. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Sessions dishes to Wallace. And Wallace gets double teamed. Butler attacking. Shot denied. Nene. Rebound Milwaukee. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
yeah, that last matchup was really a tough game. And I thought the difference was they got some scoring from their bench, and they needed it. But that depth really was the issue.
Stolen by Nene. Wallace outside. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's the floater. That's good. Wallace has got 13. As Steve alluded to, Clark, the previous matchup wasn't decided until the final moment.
Yeah, I recall that being a fantastic game, and one of the great things about it were those unlikely heroes from off the bench.
To the left side wing. Here's Carter Williams. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Wallace left side. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Bucks trail by 9. Antetokounmpo passes at Carter Williams. Here's Pachulia. Gortat covering Carter Williams, and he makes good on the layup. 8 points for him.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
And Wallace gets double teamed. Wallace with another miss. Milwaukee's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. There's a good screen. The baseline J misses off the left iron.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Launches it. Can't get it to go. The Bucks shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. Antetokounmpo kicks to Pachulia. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. And the leaderboard with some point guards who have been getting their hands dirty in the paint lately. Let's take a look at the top rebounding 1 guards of the last 10 games. Michael Carter Williams 4th.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, rebounding was always a big part of their game.
Yeah, I think that's true, Steve. It's not a necessary attribute for a point guard, but the ability to rebound is something that took a few of the greats to another level entirely, and it helps your team, too.
Wallace's shot is good.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Bucks trail by 9. Here's Middleton. He's coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. He feeds it to Pachulia.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities. Poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
4 seconds left. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut to just 7 on the basket for Middleton.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
And that concludes the first half. Washington out in front. They're up by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke.
Bradley, it certainly seemed to...
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. These are the types of halves where we are helping ourselves out by making clean passes. They haven't caused us too many problems in the passing lanes to this point, but we still have a half of basketball to play. The guys I will give credit to are the guys who came off the bench and gave us the scoring pop we needed. And let's keep the pace deliberate when we start this half. I want to see us get settled in, not trying to do too much too soon. There better be no backing down. I want to see just as much effort for the rest of this game as if it was the first game of the season.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Today, group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Pachulia. Ilyasova comes in for Parker. Jared Dudley's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. And then for Washington, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphreys comes in for Nene. And Porter subbed in for Pierce. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Mayo. And it's Dudley in forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Wallace is checked in for the Wizards. Well, it's hard to argue with the effect John Henson has had on the basketball floor. 6'11" Clark with a 7'5" arm span. He obviously is a force defensive.
And a lot of that, Kevin, I think also has to do with how heady he is. He's got excellent timing and really an innate sense of when to rush in for the weak side shot block.
That's a good point.
And he just seems to usually be in the right place at the right time. That's what we call basketball sense.
Wizards leading by 5. Wallace down low. Carter-Williams covering. Wallace outside. From deep. Wallace with another miss. The Bucks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Mayo dishing to Dudley. Carter-Williams with it. He's got 8. Feeds it to Henson. And a great assist by Carter-Williams as that one goes in. Now it's just a 3-point Wizards lead. Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Wallace goes in. Takes the elbow jumper and trains it. Wallace has got 4 points this quarter. And so it's Milwaukee now. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Carter-Williams, the pass to Ilyasova. It's tipped. Stolen by Serafin. 3-on-3. Here's Porter. And the layup's good off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Wizards lead. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Washington.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Carter-Williams kicks to Ilyasova. And he gets it to go. Ilyasova's got his second basket of the night.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Wallace outside. Outside for Beal. Ilyasova against Humphries. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Look from Wallace. Offensive rebound. The feed now to Porter. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Serafin. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Carter Williams against Wallace. Carter Williams dishes to Dudley. There's the block. And here is Wallace. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Wizards lead by.
Coming up next Thursday, March 12th, Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies go up against the Washington Wizards. Be there.
And now we present our State Farm assist of the game with 5 total.
Let's go. You're in.
Hey, well time.
Ilyasova comes in for Antetokounmpo, and Dudley subbed in for Chris Middleton. And then for Washington, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Pierce, and Bradley Beal subbed in for Rasul Butler. Taking a look at the Wizards, they've got Bradley Beal. Kevin Serafin is out there with Nene. Then it's Chris Humphries, and it's Sessions in at the point guard. And the Bucks with some changes. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Jared Dudley. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Then for the Wizards, Pierce comes in for Chris Humphries. And Wallace subbed in for Sessions. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Heat. Here's Wallace, and it's rejected. Now Carter-Williams. Parker with a clean look. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Wallace outside. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
He's not the best athlete on the squad, but he had the room he needed, and he took advantage. Big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked, and big on the back end to knock down the free throw.
Bucks trail by 3. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Carter-Williams. Banked in off the glass. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Here's Wallace. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Great job. Take it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. We both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Needed those and got them. Terrific job at the line under pressure.
Wizards making a switch here. Sessions is checked in. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update. Washington's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. And it's Wallace penetrating. And Henson pulls it down.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Here's Carter-Williams. The kick out to Ilyasova. Knocks down the 3.
Unusual skill set for a big man. A long-range shot gives you such good spacing offensively.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock moving.
So both teams changing it up here. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
And so it's the Wizards with the W. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good one.